Okay. All right. Welcome to the PekYu webinar. And let me first thank Trainers Box for their collaboration here. And we're certainly excited to talk to you a little bit about what PekYu is and how it can help you as a coach or trainer to grow and develop your business. Let me just start by saying that, give you a little background on myself. So my name is Nathan Hurd, and I'm one of two founders of PekYu. And for the past 12 years, I have been an executive at a very large direct marketing, but client relations business. And much of what we do is very much like coaching. And I certainly, in my role, have engaged in many different kinds of coaching over the years, whether it's on stage in front of hundreds of our members, whether it's one-on-one, and probably the most important, I would say, are some of those one-on-one interactions. But ultimately, we've had a lot of success in a lot of different types of coaching and training through the business that I've been working with. And it's the largest financial publisher of investment research and alternative health research in the world. And so through all of that, I will also say on the flip side, I personally have been a huge advocate for coaching and have personally always found it useful to have a coach myself. And I feel like that's probably one of the biggest elements that have helped me get so far over the years. And so I just want to start by saying I'm a huge advocate for anyone that gets into the business of focusing their time and attention on trying to find ways to use all the skills that they have personally and the lens through which they've seen the world to help other people get better, stronger, faster, and closer to either reaching their financial potential, their business potential, their personal potential. I couldn't say enough about people that get into this kind of work, which is why we founded this company. Ultimately, our primary objective at PekYu is to help you get and keep high quality clients. And in the end, what this tool, which I'll talk a little bit about the tool first, but I really want to state kind of our purpose, is to help you increase the lifetime value of the relationships you have. We have done exhaustive research and talked to a lot of the high impact coaches, business and personal coaches out there, and also large sales training and marketing training companies. And really what we hear is that they would love to have a book of clients that's full, but they'd really love nothing more than to have the best high quality clients that will engage with you and that will play full out during that coaching relationship or that training relationship, so you can make the biggest impact and you feel like they took the most away from it. And I think that's oftentimes the biggest challenge is getting in front of and connecting with and then retaining and cultivating those strong, impactful client relationships. And that's exactly what we started this company to do. So I'll talk through some of the kind of basic attributes of the tool, and I'll share those with you. And then I'll also, at the end, talk a little bit about where we are now and why we're having this webinar. What kind of benefits we can offer to you immediately. And so we'll touch base on that at the end, and then I can certainly field any questions. And after we're done, if we don't get a chance to answer your question, please feel free to write Trainers Box or write PekYu, and I'll give you an email address, and we'll try to get all those questions answered. So let's get started here, and you should be able to see my screen. This is the main homepage for PekYu. And as a coach or a trainer, the purpose of using this tool is to help you grow your business. And so there are really three ways we think about growing business, and there are really three ways this tool and PekYu will help you to do that. The first is that what we found is many people that are not currently engaged in coaching or aren't currently engaged in training with you may not really know exactly what it entails. They might not know what exactly you offer and what kind of results you typically produce with your clients. And they also might feel intimidated by getting a coach, by needing a coach. Oftentimes it becomes kind of an ego thing, depending on the kind of personality you're talking to, but also sort of what a coaching relationship, what kind of commitment that really entails. And a lot of the coaching relationships out there are done on a contract basis, right? Or a kind of a block basis, or you might be trying to cultivate a certain timeline of a relationship. And what we've found is that can just be a little bit intimidating to some. So first and foremost, the tool gives people a way to access you and to engage with you with a very low risk. So they can sort of test the waters, if you will, get a taste of what you do, and then build the relationship from there. So that's probably first and foremost. The second is, oftentimes when we talk to coaches and trainers, what they find is when they engage with people that they know, either in their network, in their community, friends, and so forth, acquaintances, they'll hear things like, I didn't know you did that. And if you've ever heard anything like this, or you think people might say that if you engage them and explain what you did, one of the things we found is you have hidden business in the people you know. And if you're able to show them a way to engage you at low risk, that's oftentimes a really good way to cultivate business. And then from there, of course, it can turn into referrals and all the rest. So really a way to sort of put yourself out there to your network at a very low risk, make it known kind of what you do and how you do it in a pretty straightforward and simplistic and seamless way. And then make it possible with very low risk for clients to engage you. So that's number two. And number three is really marketing to that contact list. Really part of this tool, a big part of this tool, is how do you market effectively? How do you put yourself in a position to grow and develop clients from either your existing network or PekYu can go out and cultivate clients for you. And here's what I'll say about that. There are a lot of coaches out there that are more like general practitioners, and a lot of trainers that try to make themselves more like, we handle lots of different kinds of problems. But what we've really found is the coaches that tend to be the most effective know what they're really good at, and they ultimately become a specialist in at least one or two areas. And so what I would say to you is part of what we aim to do is to bring in and cultivate clients, but it's very, very helpful if the coaches know what they're good at and what their specialty area is to start with. That tends to create the strongest relationships, the biggest impact, and the most durable and long-lasting client relationships from what we found. So having said that, let's go through some of the kind of what PekYu is at a base level. And I'll even try to just quickly conduct a call to show you what it would look like. But PekYu is a platform for coaches. It gives you the ability to manage your coaching and training practice all in one place. And the platform can really apply to certainly coaches, business or personal coaches, executive coaches, sales coaches, what have you, but trainers as well. I mean, if you're in the business of doing sales training, business training, marketing training, communications training, anything like that, this is really about how you interact with your clients and how you strengthen those relationships. And if you're in any service industry where it involves a lot of direct human contact, or at least that's the secret sauce of your business, this is a place to manage those aspects cleanly and efficiently, and very seamlessly renew those relationships and help them grow. So when I log in here as a user, as a part of the PekYu network, I can go to my dashboard, and real quickly here, I'll just show you that this gives me a sense of kind of where I'm at any given moment in time. You'll see here, this is my next upcoming session, and I can actually manage all of my contacts, my training sessions, my coaching sessions right from this page. So this allows me to request a new session, add it to my calendar. You can see here, there's several options there, and then cancel the session. And one thing I'll say about the way this service works, the way this platform works, is what we've found is that if you're currently engaging in phone call conversations or email back and forth conversations with your clients, there are ways to do that effectively. All I would say is that the best coaches tend to, whenever possible, bring it to either video or bring it in person. And the reason for that, as many of you may know, is because in terms of overall communication between people, your words, which is what you are limited to when you send back and forth emails, represent 7% of communication. 7% tonality, which shows up on the phone, represents 38% of communication. And the remaining 55% happens in your body language, in those nonverbal cues. And so whenever possible, the best coaches out there tend to engage people using all of their communication manifest in a much stronger and much more effective and impactful relationship. So if you're not currently doing video, it's something that I would strongly consider. And this platform is really designed to do that first and foremost. You don't have to do it that way. You can message back and forth. You can just have an audio call and disable the video, but that's a piece we've found really tends to be one of the most impactful when you can connect by video or by person. In terms of the video or audio connection, PekYu uses a video audio software that is currently being deployed. It was really created for medical professionals, the telehealth community, and there's a lot of privacy and security concerns. And so this software is end-to-end encrypted, meaning it's totally outside of the internet and it's completely secure and private between the two parties. It's HIPAA compliant. And so what we really find is, depending on who your client is, some clients might not really care that much about that. Some clients, especially as you get higher and higher in their profile, tend to really be more concerned about security. And so as if you're already working with some high profile clients, it's something we find they appreciate very much and in many cases require. And if you're not, and you intend to, then it's something that can oftentimes be a really powerful and important element. And so the video software that I'll show you here is really between is fully HIPAA compliant and fully secure. So what do we have here? Well, we've got on the left here, I'll just show you several tabs, as you can see. But I can go to my profile and I can manage my profile fully here. You can basically put whatever you'd like in here. But you can put taglines, your location, your primary area of expertise. And so this allows you just to manage that process however you'd like. You can have up to 3 additional areas of expertise. But again, I just would encourage you as much as possible to consider the idea that if you become a specialist in a particular area, it just makes you that much stronger. And it helps you find the right clients that will stay around longer, that will really go the distance in terms of the impact that you can create. And this is based on, again, exhaustive research out in the coaching and training communities, which we've been conducting over the past 18 months, 2 years. So from here, let's go through a couple of these pieces. So PekYu allows you to upload all of your clients. If you currently have a contact list, which frankly is kind of a requirement to start. I mean, you should at least have a base level contact list that you would either like to engage or you're trying to market to. If you are just starting, you're a brand new coach and you're just getting your feet wet, that's fantastic. But this might not be the perfect tool for you to start with. If you're an existing coach who's currently engaged in regular coaching on a week-to-week basis and is looking to either connect more deeply, provide an even higher level of service and experience to your current clients, and then also expand those client relationships and grow them, this is really a tool that can help you do that. So if I click on my clients, you'll see here I have a list of clients, and I can actually highlight them one at a time. I can highlight all of them, and I can send them emails straight from here. And what I'll show you is if you are currently if this is just a contact of yours, you've not yet engaged them in coaching, you can use this template. And what it does is right at the bottom here, it will populate your first name and last name as a coach, and it will also populate a unique code, which is specific to you. So when you send the client the email, it's very easy for them just to click to kind of learn more and see what you do. And from there, they're taken through a simple process to set up a basic account, and they are automatically then connected to you specifically as the coach. And when they come to their profile, which is a slightly different variation of what you're seeing here, they will then, that represents strictly their relationship with you as a coach, not any of the other coaches that are part of the PekYu network. So it's a way to engage your clients and then keep them directly connected with you. And so that's what you see here. So I'm going to cancel this, and I'll go back to availability. So one of the things we find is a lot of coaches and trainers tell us that they may have certain times of the day or week where they basically have available time. And one of the things that we found can be nice is if you make yourself available, that you're providing a place for a coach or a client of yours rather to come in and find you, see that you're available, and kind of on demand connect with you. And that's exactly what this is designed to do. So you can go here you can either upload your calendar from, if you have another calendar you're currently using, every single, major calendar format has an easily exportable template. You can upload those if you want to. You can also just have standard hours that you're typically available, and you're going to be willing to have this open. And you can offer yourself to be available to your clients, and they can come in and connect with you. And that would look like this. So if your client were to come and connect with you or follow a link that you had given them, this is what they would come to. They'd come to your profile. And so usually in that email template that we looked at just a moment ago, you can attach your user profile link, and they can just come straight here. When they do that, they can see that you're currently online, and they can either engage you in a session, or they can message you directly and ask if you'd like to connect. And once they are already connected with you in a relationship, it's not showing this because right now I'm sort of looking at my own profile. But if it's a client that you're already doing business with, you've already had a call through the platform, it will show a button right here that says connect directly, connect right now. And if you click that button, it sends a message to you, the coach, which you can confirm, and then a call starts. So let's go back to our dashboard. And you have the ability here to schedule sessions. So if we go in here, you can create sessions with your clients. Select your client, select the time, select the duration, and submit. And as long as you are connected with that client in the system, which happens when they set up an account through your link, or you've had a call, you've connected on a call at one time, then they're available here for you to connect with. And you're also able you can set the session from your side if you want to. On the flip side, they can also simply send you a request for a session. And so what you'll see here is these are all sessions at the bottom here, which I've either approved or rejected. And these are session requests. So if the client requests a session from you, you have to approve it, giving you the choice. and then it goes on both of your calendars, okay? Or it populates here rather, and then you can add it to your calendar. Once you add the session to your calendar, much like a Zoom call, frankly, it will give you a unique link to that call. And so the Google Calendar or the Outlook Calendar will remind you of the call time, and then you can click on your calendar and hop right into the call when it actually happens. Oftentimes what we find, it can be a challenge for the impact that's created, and I know this has been something that rings true with me on both sides, as a coach and as a client, is the how engaged clients can be. And we're all very busy, and so when in some of the best coaching relationships, what we find is they tend to be very crystal clear about what the outcomes of each session are and what the commitments on both sides are. So if there are certain things you're working on with clients and certain things you're both agreeing will happen as a result prior to the following session, it's great to have a place where you can set some action items for your client, and the system will actually just remind them and check in. It'll send them emails and say, hey, I know this is one of your action items, how's it going? And that email actually provides a link for them to connect with you again if they're stuck. Or if not, they can complete those action items, and they'll basically select that they've completed them, and it'll show up that way for you. But you'll always have a sort of a formal accountability engagement that way. And the client can also set their own action items if you prefer to do it that way. You can send messages back and forth to your clients. You can upload documents. So this allows you to upload video clips or documents. If you add a document, you can select the client specifically that you want that document attached to. And what this allows is, in the future, over time, what we find is, having a timeline of what you've talked about and what you have sent them, or what kind of documents and things like that you've discussed, is nice to have all in one place. And it's just as clear for them as it is for you. So this allows you to do that. And then contacts. And one of the first things you'll do as a PekYu member is upload your contacts. If you have Gmail or Outlook or any other source, a contact list, and all of them allow you to export it into a Google file, an Excel file, and then you can upload it there, and they all become now populated contacts that are available for you to market to or reach out to through PekYu using your link and so forth. So let's now go back to sessions, and I'll see if I can't set up a call real quickly to work through. And as I do this, I'm basically going to, for the sake of this quick webinar, be calling myself. So you'll see on both sides what that looks like. And I do want to make sure that you are able to see this. So let me see if I can share my entire screen. So once you engage in the call, it takes you to a waiting room, and eventually it'll start the call, which is doing that. So let me just mute this. But so this, I'm using my mobile device here, and turn on my, here's where you can turn on and off the video. Pretty straightforward. You can also message back and forth with your client. You can drag and drop documents into the call box. Let's just use an example here. You can actually drag and drop documents right into the call box, and it'll transfer from one side to the other. The only place it doesn't work is with typically mobile devices don't have a file storage component, but if it's computer to computer, it'll work just fine that way. And you can see here that I'm just using my cell phone and starting the call that way. So pretty straightforward. As a coach, you can also see right here behind these videos, you can take notes. So as a coach, I can take notes, issues with, and so on and so forth. And those notes will actually be saved to the call. And you'll have a record of these notes. So for future reference, this is only from a coach view, and you'll have records of the notes from each session of your clients, and they'll accumulate over time, or each training, whatever it is you're doing. So let's end the call. On both sides, it gives you a receipt telling you the duration, and same thing happens on the client side. And then the last piece I'll cover quickly is oftentimes what we find is, clients will tell us great things either in the moment or in an email after the session or in a follow-up session. But the benefit to both sides, obviously that great feedback is nice to hear. What would be even better is if the client were providing you that feedback in a written form. And so every time a session ends, your client will be sent a review form. And I'll just show you here if I can. It's just a simple review form. And the client will fill out a review, which then goes right here. And it's basically a testimonial folder. It's a great feedback form either way, but it's a way to accumulate testimonials from clients and then ultimately, with their permission, use them to help your business grow. And so that's kind of the last and final piece. All right, I think that's about all we need to cover today. Those are the rules of the road, or the basic features. And I'll just say from here that one of the things that we've teamed together with Trainer's Box to do here is typically a paid membership to this service is going to be between $100 and $150 per month, depending on the level of use. But for the purposes of what we're offering today, it's really just it's a membership in a pilot group. We are at a point now where we would love nothing more than to get feedback from experienced coaches about what they think of the platform and how it works to help you grow your business. And so rather than charge you money, all we're asking for is feedback for the first 3 months. We'll give you full access to the tool and all its various features, and we'll work with you to help you grow your business over the first 3 months at absolutely no cost. And really all we're asking from a commitment from standpoint is for your feedback throughout, timely and constructive feedback about everything you like, everything that you don't like that isn't helpful. And ultimately, we're looking to use that aggregate feedback to make improvements on the platform. After the 3 months, you will, in perpetuity, pay less than 50% of what others pay, just $50 a month to continue using it. And you have no obligation to do so. So really, we hope to have many of you join us for a pilot group. The way it works is we have monthly calls where we'll be asking for your feedback. We'll also be hopeful that you don't wait for those monthly calls and send us feedback via the email address we provide. If you decide you'd like to join us, we're going to be sending you a link. All it is a very simple, you're going to accept the terms of this pilot group. And really all that is I'm committed to using the tool and giving feedback. That's it. And it asks for your name and email address. It's very simple, very straightforward. If you're willing to make that commitment, we'll give you full access to the tool at no charge. And we'll also give you lifetime access to it at less than half of what everyone else pays and will pay. You can also go to, if you want to set up your account and get started, please click the link and confirm that you are willing to participate. And then go to www.pekyu.com. And there along the top, here, I'll show you here. You're going to go to Become an Advisor. Okay? When you click on Become an Advisor, scroll down just a little bit here, and here's how you set up the account as a coach. First name, last name, email address. When you sign up, it will take you straight to a profile page, which I showed earlier. You can fill out the profile page, and that's it. You're set up and ready to go. We'll also send you some videos that show you how to upload files, how to upload your contacts, and everything else you need to really get started. And then you'll be part of the pilot group, and you'll be sent invitations for those monthly check-in calls. And we'll just be eager to receive any feedback you can give us. So again, our hope is that we can help you develop stronger, better, and more durable relationships with your clients, and really give them an experience that they're excited about. Give them the experience to be able to look back on a 12-month coaching relationship with you, or a 3-month, or a 6-month, and say, look at all the things we've talked about. Look at all the issues we've covered and broken through. Look at all the things I've learned. And I think in doing so, renewing that client relationship and continuing it should be pretty straightforward, or much easier at the very least. Last thing I'll mention, as you see here, there are the features I showed. Throughout the pilot period, we're going to be adding and implementing several new features as well. As an example, billing. You'll be able to bill your clients directly through the platform. And so it's a pretty straightforward process. They have a credit card that they're willing to use, and you can bill them however you'd like to bill them. But it makes it very, very easy, and it's a low barrier to renew or retain business. And it also helps you keep track of all the administrative aspects of your business. In the very least, we hope to save you time and help you put more energy into creating impact. And as we all know, the impact is really what creates the brand recognition, the referrals, and everything else that comes off with building a business. So thank you so much for joining us today. We look forward to engaging you. If you're interested, click the link that you're sent from Trainer's Box, fill the terms out. It's just a yes, I agree for feedback, and then go to PekYu.com and set up an account, and we look forward to working with you. Thanks so much.